A zombie fungus that inspired the hit video game and TV show The Last of Us has come to life and has claimed a victim in Peru. You might be safe if you're a human, but sadly, for one tarantula, wasn't safe from the cordyceps fungus.
Now, he was infected by this fungus, and it took over his nervous system and forced him to come to this location. And then as he died, the fungus sprouted out of his body, allowing the spores to spread to another unsuspecting tarantula.
For now, it's only tarantulas. It's somewhat fascinating, but it's kind of nightmare fuel. Chris Catola, that's the researcher you just saw. He found the dead and infected tarantula in the jungle in Peru. As horrifying as the imagery is, he says seeing the fungus in action was a rare treat. However, isn't that scene right there how the movie starts? The researcher's looking at the fungus and it jumps on him and gets him in the humans, and then it goes to everybody else?
I don't remember. I just want to stay as far away from it as possible.
For those not from Minnesota, just to be clear, there's a lot of great state fairs in the country. This is the best one. And I say that having tried pork chops in Iowa and been at other ones, but great state fair, great tradition with Princess Kay of the Milky Way. Agriculture is still king in Minnesota. You see that many of these folks are going to participate in agribusiness over their lifetimes that we need here in Minnesota. So great state fair, glad to have you all out here enjoying every bit of it, and started the day with pork chop and vanilla shake. So it's great. So thanks everybody.
Good, good. The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It looks like is everybody else in here? All right, one of the few. Okay. I'm Big Dance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
And just a random assortment of stuff.
Yes. The beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay. Yeah. How much you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. Good. How long?
Everything.
Just everything. Yeah, it'll be a lot of glaze, cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense.
Ma'am, if you don't want to be on film, you're good.
Ma'am.
If you don't want to be on film, you're okay.
Yeah. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good. This place, I didn't know if it had been here for 20 years or 4 years or, you never know. Sometimes you drop in.
It is a full story.
For the Dunkin' Run campaign commercial. It's a great deal. A large coffee and a donut for $1. I mean, it's pretty cool. So I thought it'd be like authentic and meta. Yes, I'm doing the commercial, but am I doing the commercial? I don't do commercials. I'm a real actor. This is an art form for me.
I do know you departed.
Departed.
Were you in the Departed?
I met Damon.
No, yeah, I love him. I love him. Love him.
I mean, some of his work.
He's got a really consistent career, I think.
Yeah. Time for a Dunkin' Run. Get a $1 donut with any medium or larger coffee.
If you watch what Kamala Harris is saying, she actually says now that she pretty much agrees with Donald Trump on everything. Now, she's not implementing those policies, by the way. She could, as the vice president, get to work right now if she actually agreed with the president. So she's lying to the American people because she knows that her record is a disaster and her policies are unpopular. But I said to the president, I think I actually know, sir. I know what's going on. She doesn't think she's going to win this race, so she's auditioning for my job.
And she hates it was so perfect. She's General Harris, and so when she was elected Attorney General, she actually said, you realize you're going to have to start calling me General Harris. So my feeling is that when she's President of the United States, I will call her Miss President, but until then, you're just Kamala.
All right, okay. No, I'm Big Sister. Big Sister General.
She wants to become Trump's vice president, I think, because she knows the jig is up. But America is too smart for it. We are not going to promote Kamala Harris. We're going to say, you're fired to Kamala Harris, and kick her out of Washington, D.C.
Welcome to Dunkin' a new special. Dunkin' Run, medium or large coffee, get a donut for an incremental $1. How can it be this inexpensive and good?
cream, no sugar.
I'm just gonna have to just give you 10 munchkins. You look a little lost. 1 second, I'm trying to find the bagels. Do I look familiar?
Oh.
Should I be in it, or do you want just use the self-portrait?
What are you doing here?
Embarrassing me in front of my
Is this
friends.
what you do when you say you're going to work all day?
I gotta go, guys.
Grab me a glazed.
A few years ago, before they realised it was a really terrible idea, OkCupid, the dating website, were completely open about the fact that they were experimenting on their customers. So in one section of their website, what you're allowed to do, you're allowed to rate how attractive you thought other people were based on a scale between 1 and 5, right? So 5 here is very beautiful, 1 slightly more facially challenged, I think is the technical term. And this here, this is the graph for how men on OkCupid rate women. And actually, you know what? It's kind of what you would expect, right? You've got your averages in about the right place, you've got nice tails on either side. You know, ultimately, I think what this graph is telling us is that men just fancy women, if you'll excuse the heteronormative example. That's kind of all very nice and well. By contrast, would you like to see the graph for how women rate men on OkCupid? Subtly different, see if you can spot it.
After I had a big hit with the drive-through commercial, Dunkin' made me brand ambassador. Because they looked at the numbers. I'm like, we don't need anybody else. We know what sells. Every man, regular guy, Boston guy. Where are you from?
I'm from the Bronx.
I see. All right, someone's a joker.
As we were waiting, it took just seconds for the rats to show up. And they kept coming, rat after rat, running across the front of Ann Smith's house. In one case, we're speeding this video up a little to show you 3 rats in 15 seconds.
Oh, you can hardly get to your car because the rats are running underneath the car. I'm scared to even go to my car.
In another case, I was doing my on-camera looking in one direction and didn't know there was a rat behind me. So we were here for about a minute and we saw the first rat running right from this bush here underneath the car. Not only that, but Ann's daughter injured her knee running from the rats. Ann says rats aren't usually a problem for them, and this started just this summer.
No, at the beginning of the summer I seen a few, but yesterday we counted 29 rats run across my front porch. And my neighbor was there counting them.
The neighbor, who didn't want to be on camera, saw what was going on.
At first we came out and we saw several rats moving, and in a 15-minute period we counted 23 rats in total.
They don't know what's causing the rat population explosion. They're wondering if it's encampments in the city or badly maintained houses. But neighbors point to the nearby Queen Mary Public School. There was construction of the school earlier this year that may have disturbed rats. And we're told people often dump their garbage in the school's dumpsters, leaving things like food waste that would be perfect for rats. Ann Smith has spoken to the city and is demanding it step in.
Terrible. I'm sick about it. Health department won't do anything. They're going to send flyers out to her neighbors to take care of their garbage. What good is that? We have a rat-infected area. What's the city going to do? They need to step on this issue.
What would you like to see them do?
Bait the area. They're multiplying like crazy. Bait the area so we can get rid of them.
Ann has had a pest control agent come around and leave bait to kill the rats. But right now, the creatures are thriving. So pest control experts say Hamilton has 3 pest problems: bed bugs, cockroaches, and rats. And Ann says she's going to be on the phone to the city first thing after the long weekend to demand they do something about this rat problem.
Duncan, it's very advanced. Science, algebra, formulas. There's a lot that goes into this. You can't just come up with a name.
I sprays Munchkin's drink.
What would that be?
You put the Munchkin in the Dunkin'.
I think I got replaced.
Jackson Turio fouls it back.
Go to work, left-hander. Right in front of the old man. You gotta love
84 runs batted in. They'll foul it back.
And it's the same dude. Twice. Team speed. On defense. Look at this. I told you he wasn't done. I told you he wasn't done.
up. Taylor. Why are you covered in mud, mate? Who left you in the woods? Gimpy is it? Gaggly balls.
I couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more. Like, fair enough. Mate, trust society.
Do you want a ciggy? Well, I can't actually light it. Did you one up? You can have a ciggy. Hold on. Stay there. Stay there. Oi.
Look what they did to you, man.
Who the did this to you, like?
Yeah. You can have a cigarette, man.
You don't want a ciggy? Oh, leave it on the bench. Here you go. There you go, lad. This one don't roll away? Okay, good.
What's going on, man? I'm speaking human to human, like. Fair play.
Alright, lad. Get him safe, alright? I'm trying. Alright, cheers, lad.
Put your bag on, let's go.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I got good news and bad news. The good news is he shifts over, the bad news is you're being robbed. You ever been robbed before? This is what it looks like.
I could see your hand, Einstein. I could see your hand.
Yeah, well, guess what?
I also have a gun.
Gun.
You got the gun. Two instigators here, huh? Busting chops. It's been a long day, guys. What do you want? There's a whole line behind you.
To a Boston cream and a large regular, please.
How about you, Dartmouth? You good?
You got me or not?
Yeah, I got
Take a strawberry frosted.
Whose genius idea was this? Which one?
We brought bags, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Better for the environment.
I had no idea it was this extensive.
Yeah, well, I got a little carried away. It's my nature. I'm a bit of an obsessive, so. These are all Hall of Famers, and I tried to do it for around period.
Now, Christy Matheson signed ball has to be fairly rare.
It's pretty rare, yeah. I was lucky to get that one. I learned the hard way that, because I bought one many, many years ago for more money than I would admit, and it turned out to be a fake. And of course, it just, when a collector buys something fake, they become obsessed with getting the real thing. So I didn't stop until I found it. These are all Yankees, 27 Yankees ball, and Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. I'm a big fan of Mickey Mantle's when he signed baseballs, and he was a little in his cups, as they say.
Yeah.
He would write nasty things.
Well, what do you think? Best switch hitter of all time?
Yeah, I mean, just incredible player. This is something a bit different. These are presidential signed baseballs. Now, why is a Canadian collecting American presidents? I don't know. It's just a part of the study of Americana, I guess. So these are some I'm particularly proud of, because these are first pitch balls from the 1961 season, both signed by John Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson.
You know, Getty, not only have you spent a lot of time on this, but not to put too fine a point on it, you've also spent a lot of money with this. Some of these things in the collection are dear.
They're dear, yeah. But I started a long time ago. They're certainly more dear now than they were when I started.
So they turned out to be good investments.
Well, maybe. Let's hope. You know, for my kids, they're going to be hard to part with, but I guess the kids should do well when I'm gone.
On Rue Saint-Denis, in the heart of Montreal, you'll find Lax, a different discotheque with more than 30 sensuous dancers, with widescreen video action with erotic couples. Discover Lax and its special events, such as free dances at your table, Saturday special champagne for ladies. For a different atmosphere, try Lax on Saint-Denis, corner of Ontario. Lax, erotically yours.
Downing Street officials are preparing for the eventual passing of Larry the cat, the beloved chief mouser of number 10. Larry, now 17, has become a cherished figure in British politics. Larry was adopted from Battersea Cat's home and brought to Downing Street by David Cameron. Since then, he has outlasted 5 prime ministers, becoming the first cat to hold the official title of chief mouser. Government sources reveal that a media plan is in place for the sad day Larry passes. A press release and selected photos are ready, stored on the number 10 IT system to sensitively inform the public. Larry's biography on the Cabinet Office website highlights his significant impact. Larry has captured the hearts of the great British public, it reads. His duties include greeting guests, inspecting security, and contemplating solutions to the mouse problem. Larry's presence outside Number 10 during major events has endeared him to the nation. He receives daily gifts and treats from the public, a testament to his status as a beloved fixture in British life.
The #1 cabaret in Montreal, Nick's Palace, proudly presents a brand new season of super special attractions. Wrestling, boxing, dancing, and Nick's one and only Sex Aquarium. 7 days and 7 nights a week, there's always something happening at Nick's Palace. While you're there, enjoy their delicious buffet. All you can eat for only $3.25 till 8 p.m. Nick's Palace, the #1 cabaret in Montreal, on Saint Laurent corner of Port Royal. Call this number for the schedule of events.
This is the way credit cards used to work. Visa, Diners Club, American Express, MasterCard. They all work the same way, but they're all going to change. This is the sweep of the future. And this is International Verifact, the company that makes that little machine in a plant north of Toronto. This gizmo is the built-in telephone so the credit card reader can dial up the computer and see if you're good for it. We get a demonstration from the man who started this company, Doug Archibald. First, the credit card is swished through. Then the machine reads the numbers, asks how much was lunch. Then it calls the banks, checks your limit, and zaps back an authorization.
There's nothing worse, and I'm sure, everybody's experienced it, than standing waiting for a credit card authorization when the sales clerk is on the phone. Because basically what's happening is someone that you don't know is talking about you and your financial condition to someone you can't even see.
The credit card is at home at lunch, and so is credit card fraud and abuse. At this place, Joe Allen's, the floor limit is $150. That means call the bank. But the new machine catches everybody. At this upscale restaurant, the average lunch bill runs to $20 a person or more, and most of them put it on plastic. But about 8 times a day, the machine says no to the charges. Electronic wizardry is catching up with the modern deadbeat, and it does it in about 10 seconds.
Need a place to go after a hard day's work? Well, head on out to the Sundowner for the classiest, sassiest experience in French table dancing. The Sundowner, Lundy's Lane, Niagara Falls, Canada, open 6 days a week, noon to 1 a.m. Come in for a great lunch special or a full course meal anytime. Always full bank exchange on your currency. The Sundowner, an easy drive from where you are right now. Visit us soon. We've got first class sass.
He was outside for about half an hour. We're still trying to piece together exactly how he managed to breach that habitat. Kambali is one of those animals that's always, from a young animal, has always been the one that wants to explore first or try and see what things can, what can I do if I undo this bolt? A lot of us were like, if it did ever happen, it would probably be Kambali because of his nature and the way he is. We use something called an emergency recall, which we train the animals on. This would mean that the animal would receive something that's really unique or special. So in this case, it was cotton candy and caramel popcorn, which is, who can resist that? He was more nervous and scared than anything else. And obviously when we gave him that option, here's a nice safe retreat for you, he took it immediately. We also then clear a very nice pathway for the animal so that he feels safe going back to where he wanted to go. And that's essentially what Kambali wanted, was to go back home. Nobody got hurt or injured, and Kambali is safely back home.
This has been a 2024 Wolfie Terrier production.